Bosch tools are built for workers. Bosch's powerful hammer drill has kickback control to help tough work go more smoothly when you need it. Bosch Tools, what hard workers deserve. Learn more at BoschTools.com.
Building a portfolio with Fidelity Basket Portfolios is kind of like making a sandwich. It's as simple as picking your stocks and ETFs, sort of like your meats and other topics, and managing it as one big, juicy investment. Now that's pretty good. Learn more at fidelity.com/baskets. Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE SIPC.
Welcome.
And I love the fact that I'm able to go and have a good time with people that I now just call friends. Like the idea of Drewski, Kai, myself, when we did the sleepover.
Yeah.
It was a good time. It's not forced, but I'm able to go on their shit. Like, that's their shit. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to take it over. I want nothing to do with it. I'm not looking to do anything. It's me supporting what I think you guys are doing. And the reaction that the sleepover guy was insane. That one had like 750,000 some crazy number.
Crush records, man.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah.
But like I said, flowers to all of you. Like, I am a fan. I get it. I see it. I understand it. And I also recognize it's just not easy. So congrats to all of you. And I hope that more people like myself start to show you guys the love that, you know, I'm not only giving, but like I said, the shit to give.
AFK fam, gather around and get ready because today we have an absolute legend in the house. He needs no introduction, but I'll give him one anyways because he's just that epic. He's the king of comedy and a Hollywood powerhouse, the one and only Kevin Hart. Kevin's been cracking us up since his stand-up days with hits like I'm a Grown Little Man and Seriously Funny. He's conquered the comedy world and moved on to blockbuster movies like Ride Along and Jumanji. And now he's back with his new film, Borderlands, based on the best-selling video game. Directed by Eli Roth and featuring an all-star cast including Cate Blanchett, Jack Black, and Jamie Lee Curtis, this sci-fi action comedy is a must-see. Kevin also is a producer, writer, and the founder of the Laugh Out Loud Network. Named one of Times Magazine's 100 most influential people, his work ethic and drive are legendary. Buckle up, folks. This is going to be one hell of a ride. All right, dude. So, Kevin, I recently watched the new Borderlands movie. How did the Borderlands project come your way, and what drew you specifically to the product?
How did it come my way? I think the director, Eli Roth, who is a good friend, has been for a while. He, of course, had the project, was already in talks with the studio. All arrows pointed to go. And they were like, look, he wanted to go in a different direction for Roland. And he said he thought it would be great to give the audience a shock in Roland being this action guy by doing it in a way where people wouldn't expect to see it coming. So he said, let's go the opposite of the big. Roland's this big guy, big, strong guy. He wanted to go with the little strong guy. And he said, Kevin, what I want to do is basically get you in position to be ready for the world of action that this character is going to bring. And I said, well, let me see it and let me better understand the material. And then let's talk about if I like it or would respond to it. And if so, how would I approach it? I jumped at it. I thought it was great. Of course, made myself familiar with the backdrop of Borderlands, and just the overwhelming numbers attached to support, right? From a fan base, from people that have committed to not only loving this game in the earlier stages, but staying true to it and growing with it through 1, 2, and so on. So once I saw that, and I was like, wow, this is dope. It's a great opportunity. And I told Eli, I said, you don't have to worry about me basically getting ready. This is one of those things where I'll be way ahead of it. So
Yeah.
I kind of turned up the knob on what training looked like. Got myself some weapons training and took that to the next level, and then started to combine the weapons training with the physical training so that I could do things on the run, on the go, and never be out of wind. Like my dialogue could always be what it was supposed to be. So after about a good, I want to say probably like 4 to 5 months of training, we found ourselves in a position to shoot. It was everything that I thought it would be. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed it was definitely a more serious role for you, and I know that the comedy relief. Every good movie has comedic relief. You're known for being an absolute monster in that category, and Jack Black for being Claptrap was definitely the comedy of the movie. But I'm not gonna lie, man, I felt like there was also so many opportunities for your character to also just have these funny one-line zingers, and I was almost expecting it, dude. Like you were obviously, your character was way more serious than normal, and you were this badass, troop, right? Like soldier. But I'm like, dude, he could have this would have been like a perfect little zinger, and like you could have played off Claptrap even more. I was really shocked that they didn't do that.
Well, it's a line,
right?
And it's like when you're walking that line, you got a choice to make just within a performance. And it's like, and me taking a big step into the world of action, I've done action comedies. I'm not a stranger to action comedies. I mean, I've done several. There's a crazy amount of them underneath my belt. In this case, it's fine to hand that baton off. And between Jack Black and Ariana, there was a lot of opportunities for comedic relief. But I think for Roland to be the character that we wanted him to be I'm talking about the director, the producers, the studio. I think we as a cast, we all understood it was about the approach and getting the opposite version of what people would expect from me. I think was the plus here. It was the way to go, because you end up following Roland's journey, but you end up respecting his journey and ultimately believing that he can get them where they need to go.
Yeah.
He should be responsible. He should be in charge. He should be adamant about those things happening. And I think that's where the bigger opportunity for the win and the performance comes from. And also really just supporting the cast and being cast friendly. I know what I'm capable of, and I know how easy it is for me to get to the comedy. In this case, I think it was a much better decision to just take the back seat, make sure that the rapport of all was there, and that the beats of funny were given to the relief that we as a unit knew and understood would be better. And Claptrap's performance in this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you get it. You know it's coming. Ariana, phenomenal. But between Kate, myself, and Jamie, it's a little different in how we carry it and why as well.
Yeah. So this being one of your, definitely one of your more serious roles, is this what you're trying to get into a little bit more? Like, do you want to continue to explore different genres of movies and different roles instead of being the funny guy?
No, you know what, man? I'm just a product of opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. And I love building a catalog. I love being able to look back and look at my career and go, oh, wow, I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. How much can you add to it? And, how amazing can it be when it's all said and done? And I think when you are in tune with that concept or with that idea, you are energized every step of the way in your career. You're energized to do more, to become more. So the action star of this or the next thing is a possibility for me to go back to comedy, and for me to go to drama, for me to go to action adventure or animation. I mean, I feel like there's not an environment that I can't be in and be comfortable.
Yeah.
It's just about the things that I want to do at that time. And this was definitely a calculated choice.
Yeah, dude, I could see you in like a super dark, edgy drama thriller for sure. So, I always love your movies, man. My wife and I both do. So
I appreciate it, man. And
man.
It's been a long time.
Hell yeah, dude. Since we were, sharing a bath together, dude.
It's tough. I love that you are doing your thing still and still finding ways to elevate, man. So it's like and I think, it speaks to just you and your environment, right? Like you now having the pod and, being a part of that gaming world, but finding ways to just extend, more importantly, showcase just your personality, right? Like it's a personality driven business, and the more places that you can put it, I think the more places that you'll get a response and do more and do more and do more. That's the beauty of just being in the entertainment business, and more importantly, being very aggressive with just knowing that you can do what you want to do.
Yeah. I fucking hear you, man. We're going, we're always looking to expand and try new things. And it's always tough for me to get out of the streaming space and gaming space. It's like, that's where I'm comfortable, right? That's what's so easy to be in front of a screen and, I can sweat my ass off and shit on a bunch of, great players in Fortnite and do that for 8 hours straight and talk, meanwhile, while I'm interacting and talking with a bunch of people, but like, doing anything else, like when I did the Masked Singer, man, that was, dude, I was like, I thought I was gonna shit myself. Like, that was my first ever. Like, first off, I have to sing on live television, bro. The only time I sing is when I'm hammered and like doing karaoke with my friends. So to do that and then have to be like sober on a stage and then also have to do freaking, what was it? I had a choreography. I had to dance and move around. Oh man, that was the most
good. But it's so good because your audience gets to see you and they get to see you trying different things. And I mean, look, a fan base is amazing because they're yours.
Yeah.
And what I think the fear for so many people is losing a fan base. But fans don't leave the ones that they chose to love. Fans ride with you. And all you got to do is just give them a journey. Give them a journey to be a part of. Give them some stories that they can tell about you to others. And at the end of the day, there's going to be a road that you're able to look back on. And that road is going to be full of accomplishments, full of dope things. And you're going to be able to share the level of love and excitement and attachment that you had to those with your fans.
Yeah.
You got a direct connection with them. You're direct to your consumer. It doesn't get better than that, man.
It's tough, dude. It's also tough at the same time. Direct, they have like, I feel like we have, just streamers in general, right? New and old. One of the toughest things about it is that direct connection, right? Mm-hmm. Like I mean, let's just say you only have one project and you just finished it, right? It was a movie, and now you're just chilling for like a couple months. Like you can kind of just do whatever you want, and really, like let's just say not be on the internet, right? Let's just say you want to take a month off and like you already have projects lined up, right? So you got income coming your way, you're set, you don't have anything to really worry about. Where it's like, streamers, we have to just be there in front of our audience every day, and sometimes that can be a little.
I'll give you the other POV of it, right? Yeah, and it's easy to look at the tough part after you've done the hard part to get to the successful part. And then you start to pick apart what the tough part is. Like, dang, man, every day I got to be in front of the audience, or not really time to go and do other things because my audience wants to see. Well, there's always a curse with every gift.
Yeah.
Right? It's never going to be perfect. And the assumption that it's going to be perfect is ridiculous. Like, I love the fact that I get to do movies. Borderlands was not an easy movie to shoot. We were in Budapest for, I want to say 3 or 4 months. I don't even know what it is, but my kids didn't come out until the back half. We were out there and we're in like these crazy locations, beautiful locations.
Yeah. But
this is like right after all of the things happened with the world and, where we were and the changes. And, there's a lot of like hesitancy to do or there's a lot of hesitancy to be as comfortable. All of these things can present possible complications. But the idea that I gravitated towards is, I'm doing this crazy movie.
Yeah.
This big movie. And filming it, some days are long. Some days are crazy. But if it wasn't, I don't have a story to tell at the end of it. And if you don't have a journey that you can talk about, then what is the journey for? Like, you got a dope journey. And you can start from day one and playing in front of a video game before anybody knew who you were. A couple people made the decision to watch you. A couple people made the decision to continue to watch you. And those people told some other people. And those people told some other people. Before you knew it, you looked up and you got a band of people fucking watching you play a game because your personality was that captivating. That is aggressively unbelievable. And as an entrepreneur, You got to hold on to the things that separate you and make you different. Damn, you hard shot. Damn, it ain't going to be easy. So what? Do you get to lay in the bed you lay in? If it was different? No. Do you get to have the opportunity to do said things with your family if it was different? No. Take the cake, eat it, but then don't complain about the icing.
All right, dude. Look, I'm about to run through a brick wall, man, after this, dude. This is a inspiration, motivation. Was not expected to get this deep.
Well, I'm glad that it was, man. Like I said, it's dope to see you become what you've become, and more importantly, get to where you got. And all the things that happened along the way, it's worth it. Don't ever look back on it. And you're looking at a guy who's been through it all. And I still look at it and I embrace it all.
Dude, speaking of been through it all, man, I believe
we're going AFK with Ninja. What's he gonna say?
Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. With the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers. In fact, Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/podcastfree. All lowercase, shopify.com/podcastfree, shopify.com/podcastfree.
Dude, speaking of been through it all, man, I believe that you were on your first ever Twitch live, unless there was someone else before Kai, your first ever Twitch live stream, 24-hour stream.
That was my first. That was my first ever.
I gotta ask, bro. I've seen so many of those hilarious clips, dude. How did that come about, and like, how was that experience for you?
It was me just being a fan.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking at me just embracing like a authentic moment. Like, my kids love him. My kids told me about him. I met him. And the reason why I met him, I was like, dude, I just want to talk to you and just know what you want to do. Like, what are you trying to do? You've met me before. You talked to me. So I'm very curious as to what talent wants to do or wants to try. And honestly, it's like, for a guy who has a company or an entity, it's like, if I can help in any way, I will. Sometimes it's just with information. But I believe in giving people the opportunity to give the information so you can get it and then give it. Like, there has to be a starter. So when we talked and we met, he was like, man, Kev, it'd be so cool if you came on one of my streams. And he was like, man, I'm a fan. Like, dude, like my following knows how much of a fan I am of you. Dude, if you surprised them and just did a stream, it would be the coolest thing ever. And I was like, well, I don't even know what that means, but that's what you want me to do. All right. I was like, what do we do? He said, just come hang out with me. And I was filming in Atlanta. I was doing a series in Atlanta. So I was like, you know what? I'm here. I said, I'll find a day. Because it's not like I had to go and leave LA to go. So we were filming there. So I said, look, I'll find a day. I'll block out some time for you. So we did two. We ended up doing two streams. The first one, I think we did like 4 or 5 hours, I want to say. The first one was just like a regular stream. And it was he and I talking, but his response was crazy. He ended up getting like 400 and some thousand people on there. And they were just watching us hang out. But I was having a good time.
Yeah.
Like
so you could tell, man. It was definitely not.
Thing.
Yeah.
It was just a good time. Mm-hmm. So it dawned on me what the world is. It's like, it's not this forced energy from you guys. Like, there should be a real moment of like flowers being given to what you guys do. Because I think to a certain degree, it's overlooked or could be presumed as easy. And keeping an audience's attention for that long by interacting with yourself and feedback from a screen of comments. By the way, comments that are going a mile a minute because of how many people are watching. Yeah. But the ability to have that banter, to have that back and forth, it's special. It's next level. So when Kai and I got together, we were just bouncing off each other, but we were just talking.
Dude, that's what made it so easy too, dude. Yes. I think like as a streamer, we're really trained to be able to, and not trained, it just happens, you know what I mean? For being a part of the industry for so long, and it's just what we do. Like, if we get someone like you, man, that really, like that banter just becomes easy. Somebody that just knows how to riff, right? Like, yeah, it's free content for hours, and that's definitely what it just, dude. It seemed so easy, man. Like with you guys, it was awesome.
I would be the first to stand on a box and scream from the top of my lungs that you guys all deserve your flowers. I think that the business that you guys have been able to build is phenomenal and astronomical. And I love the fact that I'm able to go and have a good time with people that I now just call friends. Like the idea of Drewski, Kai, myself, when we did the sleepover, it was a good time. It's not forced, but I'm able to go on their shit. Like, that's their shit. I'm not trying to take it over. I want nothing to do with it. I'm not looking to do anything. It's me supporting what I think you guys are doing. And the reaction that the sleepover guy was insane. That one had like 750,000, some crazy number.
Crush records, man.
It was nuts. Nuts. Yeah. But like I said, flowers to all of you. Like, I am a fan. I get it. I see it. I understand it. And I also recognize it's just not easy. So congrats to all of you. And I hope that more people like myself start to show you guys the love that, you know, I'm not only giving, but like I said, this should be given.
Yeah, I think, dude, I really think that definitely opened the door for a lot of people of like your caliber, your size, to be like, dude, it could be so easy, right? As easy as just hanging out. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be this big, massive, over the top production, you know, high production value, planned out, you know, itinerary, right? Like you liked Kai, you loved his content, you wanted to just chill, and you broke records, right? Like it's hanging out.
It's literally that simple. What you just said, it's literally that simple. And I think once the simplicity to the concept is cracked, more will. And, you know, we're doing more stuff together. I genuinely have a good level of love for those guys. And I can't wait for the world to see what we're going to do next. But
I can't wait either.
That thing isn't broke, so I'm not trying to fix it.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to fix it at all.
Completely agree, man. Completely agree. Dude, speaking of things being easy to do, let's talk about, in my opinion, what was probably almost impossible to pull off, and that's a roast, dude. This isn't even on the topic or on my sheet in front of me, bro. But first off, I watched it. It was hilarious. And to pull together that amount of talent and have all those guys in a room and girls, like, dude, walk, and then hosting it, by the way. This is like another question on top of that. You can talk about everything and anything you want, but like, were you nervous to be hosting something so big with so many famous people all like in a room? You know what I mean? Like, just,
you know what? I'll give you the honest answer. No.
That's insane.
The reason why is like, you know, I thrive off of, I guess you would say, like pressure or concepts where pressure plays a major part. Like, I like not having a choice. I like the back being up against the wall. And I like, you know, this is something that was live. And Netflix was like, this is going to be our first live. And to do this, we got to do this. And it's, you know, everything's going to happen, but it's going to happen at this time. And we got this block. Like, it was supposed to be an hour and 30 minutes.
That was not.
It was 3 hours.
I was going to say it was 3 hours, man.
3 hours. And here's the crazy thing. 3 hours and the edits to the after live IP were minimal.
Yeah.
It was minimal. You basically kept the 3 hour production. And that's a testament to not just the talent that was a part of the roast, the comedians, but the world just being ready to laugh. The world being ready to kind of just like loosen up and respond to funny and some hard hitting funny. And I think it was more about just removing the sheet of possible sensitivity so that the rest of the night could be great. And I acted as a ringleader in doing that and setting the tone. And, you know, the other comedians did an amazing job. And, you know, later Tom was just saying like he would have did it a different way if he could have.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. You know, I love Tom. We're close, have been for quite some time, but I understand his thought process. And moving forward, if and when we do another, all right, well, there's ways that we'll approach it to make sure that we're conscious and just in the favor of said talent that decides to do it. Yeah. But we'll also be very hard, very raw, because that's what the audience is expecting. That's
Right.
what the roasts are about. So
Yeah.
it's been quite some time since the last one before this one was done. So it felt good to come out, be one of the leaders of the pack, and getting an audience to get up, get out, and pretty much laugh. It was great.
I feel like you're absolutely right with roasts being. First off, I feel like all comedy's edgy, right? It has to be to draw that level of reaction from people to be able to laugh as well when you do deliver the punchline. But I feel like roasts are even they take it even a step further because you can't go too soft because then they're like, oh, that wasn't even a roast, right? But like when people are making jokes about you up there, because that's what everyone does, right? They gotta, if you're hosting it, you're definitely catching strays all night. I know, dude. Are there any, like, I know it's all jokes, I know it's all laughter, but after like some of these jokes, are you like after the fact, you know what I mean? When you're sitting alone in your room or whatever, are you ever just like, damn, that one was like kind of.
No, it's all, you gotta understand. I mean, and granted, I look at it differently.
Yeah.
But humor is humor. The attempt for humor is simply that. It's an attempt.
Yeah.
And during that, sometimes people can take a misstep. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it may not be as funny as you wanted it to be. Sometimes it may not be received at the level you thought it should be. But if the attempt was based off of the idea of humor, I'm just a little more like understanding of that. I mean, one of the funny ones, and by the way, it's not saying that you shouldn't be mindful, respectful, and, aware. Right. I think we definitely have to be those things. And if these past 4 to 5 years, it showed us anything, it showed us that being aware, being understanding, there's value to that. There's a lot of value to that adds just to the way that we live as people. But in a roast, we're coming here for the opposite.
Yeah.
You're coming here for the opposite. I mean, Nikki Glaser said one of the funniest things. She goes, "Oh my God, Kevin Hart, like, you're so sweet." Like, he gets up every morning, 4 a.m. and he works hard. He's a hard worker. He's every morning, and he makes another shitty movie. I don't like it. She's like, "Kevin, I just hate them all. I don't like." And it was such a good delivery.
Yeah, dude, that whole thing was incredible.
I give it the punchline. As a comic, I can't do anything but support that. That's great joke writing. It's a great display of levels. And, it was really, really, really good to see all of those comics flourish up there. So whether it was the conversation of myself or others, I was a fan and I was laughing. And I think it deserves all that I believe it will get, if not so much more. And once again, I take my hat off to Tom.
Yeah.
What a stud. What a sport. Right. Stood in the pocket the whole time, took all the hits, and came out with a smile. Had a great finale. To all producers involved, our whole team, Casey Patterson, who was amazing, Jeff Ross, a legend in that space.
Gotta have him, dude.
Like, literally, there's so many people that played a part in making this such a memorable event. So you get no pushback from me.
Bro, you've been doing shit forever, and you've been killing it for a very long time. From your comedy tours to all of your specials to being an actor, and not just being like an actor, man. Like, you are in a shitload of movies, and I know that because I've been in movies for like a scene, and even that takes time and planning. Like, you've been grinding for so long, and you've been killing it. Like, how the hell do you wake up and you're still just like, another one, right? Like, what? Like, another one. Like, let's keep going. Let's keep doing this, because I definitely have motivation myself still, but dude, it's not nearly as like diehard as when I was like hungry for it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like, talk me through that, man.
I can give you just a real quick understanding. I come from nothing.
Yeah.
I come from ground zero. So if you were at ground zero and you know what it's like to be and operate there and be comfortable there, when you start to obtain or start to get, there's still a level of discomfort. Yeah. And the discomfort isn't based off of, I need more and I got to get more money or more things. It's based off of, I feel like now that I've been able to achieve these things and I now have these relationships and I know how these things work and I know how to open these doors and these doors, to take that information and do nothing with it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then you keep putting things to use and creating more value, more concepts attached to revenue. Like how do you just build? Now that I understand how corporate works, business, investing, media, entertainment, like you get it all. Well, what does it look like if I were to build and build and build and ultimately become this? That would be so dope because then I'm able to take this concept, go back to where I grew up, and I'm able to show people that not only do dreams come true, this thing, it was all done based off of, I just want to do it. I just want to try it. So everything is always about, I'm just going to try it. Yeah, I'm going to do that movie. Borderlands, oh, you know what, man? That's going to be dope. I read the script. Yeah, I like that. And you said me being Roland as the action guy, even though the casting one is probably for a bigger guy, whatever. I'm going to try it. I like that. You know what, though? I'm going to make sure I come in ready. So what I'm going to do is this, this, and this, and I'm going to show up on a different page so that we don't have a backstep, so that we don't have a potential problem. But I'm going to try it. I'm excited about the attempt. I do that with everything. I'm not afraid to try. I love the attempt. I love the discovery.
All right, man. That was a great answer. It's nice hearing things like that. A lot of, dude, I feel like almost a lot of my podcast sometimes is like, it's like I don't want to say reflection, but like almost like therapy a little bit, dude. You know what I mean? I get to just kind of like shoot the shit, bounce ideas off of people and hear things that I'm kind of going through. And I appreciate you, being here. And
it's called honestly, dialogue, man. Like
hell yeah, man.
It's called it's not a predetermined conversation. And
I hate that. Dude, when people give me like a script, I'm like, I don't want it. They're like, do you want to see the questions beforehand? Like, no.
And you just get a real conversation. I think there's a real discovery. So I'm glad that we were able to talk. I'm glad that I was able to support you on your platform as you did for me in the early stages of Cold as Balls, man. And, don't be a stranger. You need another conversation at some point in time, or you need information, I'm around. Like I told you, I like it. This is not
I appreciate it, dude. All right, bro. We're obviously towards the end of the show, man.
AFK with Ninja.
Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. With the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers. In fact, Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/podcast free. All lowercase, shopify.com/podcast free. Shopify.com/podcast free.
We're going to wrap it up with some rapid fire this or that questions. And then, we're done skis.
Done.
All right, bro. The rap beef, Drake or Kendrick, who won?
I think hip hop won, regardless of your choice of side, rap won. Rap needed a heartbeat. Rap needed an amplifier. And seeing those two monsters of musicians really not be afraid to go toe to toe and put out song after song after song after song, and set up album drops, set up new song drops. There's so much now that people are like paying attention to, and it's based off of the direction that music is now in and going. And I think, it sparks the energy in other artists as well. Because people that weren't a part of it are like, well, I'm about to put out some music. I want to show that I am. You're seeing, both male and female. You're seeing people be positioned in a manner that they necessarily weren't before. The pedestals, there's a lot. And there's room for so many. So the reason why I say hip hop won is because so many people are flourishing now. Yeah. And in that moment, you got to see so many be celebrated.
Definitely got some certified bangers from the beef. Definitely, man. All right, dude. Family trip abroad or staycation?
Abroad.
Gonna have to agree. All right, here we go. Stand-up comedy or acting?
Stand-up comedy.
That was no hesitation, man.
No comment.
All right, I love it, dude. Always where you came from, man. Sold out crowd or small intimate venue?
Small intimate venue. It's just special, right? And before I get to the sold out crowds, I always go work out in the small intimate venues. So
Right, doing like cranking out the jokes, right? Seeing if they hit or not. I love it, man. Philly or LA?
Philly.
All right. Date night out or date night in?
Date night in.
Yes, dude. Yes, I hate going out, man. Unless once a month, maybe, and then you finish, with a nice glass of wine, cuddling on the couch. All right, dude. Finishing off with some other questions. What is the most unexpected source of inspiration for your work?
Unexpected source of inspiration for my work: a Beyonce concert.
Really?
Yep, true story. Her production, the amount of work that she puts into her performance, the amount of prep. Those things don't just happen. She is a to Z worker. Like, she needs to know every single step and what, when, where, what time stamp, then this, then that.
Yeah.
It's just her mind. Her mind inspires me to go and then try to do my version of Beyonce.
I was not expecting that, and that's awesome. I get it though. I know exactly what you mean. All right, favorite activity to do with your kids?
Favorite activity to do with my kids? Wow. But we're movie buffs, so movie night is a big deal.
All right.
It's a very big deal.
Is there like a go-to favorite that they're just like? Are they rewatchers? Do you guys rewatch the same movie over and over again?
Yeah. Well, no, we got a catalog. Like, we built an amazing catalog over the course of time. Like, we're really, really movie buffs. I love it.
All right, dude. Here's one, dude. Do your kids think you're cool?
No.
No.
It's the best.
I feel like that's what's gonna. If Jess and I ever have kids, it's gonna be like,
it's
oh man,
though. Arguing with your kids. Do you know where you got it from? I'm the cool one. You're not cool. Just hearing your kids telling you, it's the best. I love it.
All right, man. What is your favorite underrated vacation spot?
Favorite underrated vacation spot? I mean, I don't even know if I want to say it because I want that maybe.
You don't want to let it. You don't have to do the second one or the third one.
The Bahamas is large. There's a lot of hidden gems in the Bahamas that a lot of people don't know about. The Bahamas is extremely large, and there's some private islands there that are unbelievable.
All right. So we went to the Bahamas. My friends and I, we took like a trip around. Like I think like half of it was on a yacht, and then the other half was like bopping into islands, like back and forth. And like, dude, I don't know if you've ever been to Destin, Florida, but dude, I'm telling you, the beaches and the water is almost better than the Bahamas.
Yes, it's a discovery. There's a lot of places like that.
And you get to stay in the United States.
Hidden gems. There's a lot of places like that.
All right, man. All right, dude, final two questions. We ask this to all of our guests. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. If you had to delete all but 3 applications from your phone, which ones would you keep?
What would I keep?
Only got 3. You got to download them too. 3. So,
okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say my first one is there's this poker app that breaks down hands and allows you to know if you're making the right play, call, etc. But it's a very valuable resource because if you love the game of poker.
Are you a poker buff?
I'm heavy into poker. Love it. Love it.
All right. Noted.
Love it. So breaking down and understanding what, where, why, and how it does it. Love to get into that. I have a wine app that allows me to like discover more great wine or clarify if the wine I'm drinking is what I think it is. And
that's cool.
Really, really dope. And then there's a watch app where
is it the one that like logs the watches that you have and stuff like that, or
no? It's one that'll. Where is it at? Is it Chrono? It may be, but
Chrono. It is Chrono.
Yeah,
yes.
It's Chrono. Just the world in detail attached to a watch, vintage, current, model, etc. I love that, and I can just sit and scroll in that all day. Those are my 3.
All right, man. Dude, so first off, didn't know you were poker buff. So we have a huge New Year's game that we're going to be doing as well. I'm trying to get massive guys. If you're free, we'll extend the invite. And also just in general, I've been doing this, work with a company called Nutcase, and like it's a lot of poker guys that are sponsoring it and are not sponsoring it, are invested in on the back end. Mm-hmm. So like we do like poker tournaments all the time.
Oh my God. Please.
So, yeah, we'll throw them your way, and if you ever have time for any of them, mostly they're all in Vegas.
Please do.
Hell yeah, man.
Please do. I'm very serious. I would love it. I would love to, man.
Cool. All right, dude. Final question. The podcast is called AFK with Ninja. For all the gamers out there, we know that AFK stands for away from keyboard. But as an actor, comedian, what do you do when you're AFK? How do you get away from it all, man? Define AFK in your own words.
What do I do when I'm away from the business? I will tell you this, and I will stand on it. It's time with the kids.
Yeah.
No better time than time spent with the family. So the time doing nothing acts as the time doing everything. Those memories that you're creating, the bond that you're expanding on, there's nothing that can match to it.
Yeah. All right, man. Dude, Kevin, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here, and dude, keep killing it, keep crushing it. I'm just a huge fan, and I'll be supporting you throughout the way, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you as well.
And there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of another epic AFK with Ninja episode. If you've enjoyed the journey thus far, please consider leaving a rating, review, and hitting that follow button. We have a ton of incredible guests coming your way, and I want you to be the first to know when a new episode drops. Until next time, catch you soon.
It's AFK with Ninja. Ninja's got a show. It's AFK with Ninja, the best podcast in the world. AFK.
Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. With the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers. In fact, Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/podcastfree. All lowercase, shopify.com/podcastfree, shopify.com/podcastfree.